Hey, how's it going everyone? Here today with the Tamashii Nation store exclusive. So yeah, it's been a while since they've changed the lineup, I believe. But just from this month, yesterday, actually August 4th, we've got the Son Goku Innocent Challenger. There is the S.H Figuarts 2019 Godzilla I forgot the name. Anyway, it's the night version with cool blue colours. There is the Japanese, samurai style Mandalorian, and also a, the metal build Ava figure. Oh, that looks good. Really want to get it. Must hold out because not cheap. But anyway, the one that I'm most excited for is obviously Goku here. First actual base Dragon Ball figure we've had since launch back in 2020? Man, it's been a while since we've had an original Dragon Ball release, which is sad. So hopefully this is, sign that things are changing. Now, while technically, yes, re-release, I mean, that's 99% re-release of the original Goku figure, which we do have over here for a bit of a comparison later. But there are some nice subtle differences, mainly in the head and obviously the colouring. But yeah, anyway, the box is sexy. This is the base store exclusive look, which is the black with the obviously the store name on it. Same for all the other store exclusive figures as well. But yeah, let's pop it out of the box and see what it comes with. Okay, so we've got Goku here in the center, rocking that kind of cocky smile, which is awesome, along with 3 additional faceplates, the windswept hair, his tail, which also appears to be different from the original releases, which is cool. We've also have the power pole in the holder, and you may already be noticing there is a different color there, orange opposed to red, which is cool. And then we've got 3 pairs of hands. I believe we've got ones for holding onto the power pole, and then the normal martial arts grip ones as well. And yeah, these can kind of double for doing the Kamehameha. No key blast with this figure, but ooh, that would have been a chef's kiss if he did come with one. But you can kind of pair it up with the one with the Kid Krillin release. Be cool if they got a re-release as well, actually. Anyway, so yeah, that is all that this figure comes with, which is actually a decent amount. I mean, it's a cheap release. Was it 3,850 yen? Basic, retail release pricing for a budget figure, which is great. I guess it's probably a bit more subsidized since it is just for the store. And yeah, speaking of store exclusives, okay, so if you want to buy this, if you're in Japan, you need a Club Tamashii account and photo ID, and you can only purchase 1 per person. So when you go in, you go to the Club Tamashii app, you basically enter a code that they give you, and that is how it's done here. So 1 per person. I'm not sure how it's done in other stores, but there is also the Shanghai, the Shanghai Tamashii Nation's store where it's being sold. And then the brand new shop in New York is opening. I don't believe they set a date yet, but it should be soon. From, I think on Tamashii they said summer or later this month. I can't remember the details, but check it out. Keep an eye on the Tamashii Insta for when they open. So if you are in New York or close by, you should be able to pick up Goku once that shop opens. And at first it'll probably be kind of hard to get, maybe depending on the demand. But the store exclusives, they keep running throughout the shop. They keep getting restocks constantly. So I think eventually it'll be pretty easy to pick up. Anytime you're close to one of the shops, you can just pop in and grab one. So yeah, just keep that in mind if you are after it. At first hard, in the future it should be a lot easier. So please do be patient if you can't get to a shop right away. But yeah, let's pop them out of packaging and we can check out that finish on them. Okay, so we've got the 3 different Goku versions spinning on the turntable. Now, technically, the Blue Gi one has had 2 releases. There's the America or World Tour exclusive, and then there's an exclusive one just for Japan, which is 90% the same. There's only 1 tail and 1 less expression. If you want to check out the details for that, jump on Rockchala, link below, and you can see the difference between the releases. But yeah, then the original one sitting down here, and then the brand new one standing up with that pole. Now, as he swings around, the first thing you'll probably notice straight away is that orange color on the holder. It's really nice. It definitely sticks out a lot more compared to the real dark, almost kind of a iron reddish tint from the original Goku. Now, they both have the same Kame logo on his gi. However, the new one is rocking that darker, a lot more, I guess, orange colour gi opposed to the original Goku release, which is definitely a lot more brighter. I feel like both of these look really nice, though I think you know what, I think I do prefer the newer store exclusive colour. It definitely, really matches with a bit more serious look, whereas I guess the lighter colour here does, suit the more joyful look since we do have happy faces. Now, while I don't think there was technically ever a saga specified for the original Goku release, it's definitely clear from the faces and the hair for the new storyline that this is based on that Daimao Piccolo fight, but more towards the end of the Dragon Ball series. That's why he does have those, more serious, he's down to business expressions on him, which look really nice. But yeah, other than that, I feel like most of the other colouring is pretty much the same. Maybe the boots are... Yeah, so the boots are subtly darker as well. And the belt does appear to be the same. And the wristband blue colour appears to be pretty much the same as well. Skin tones, at least from what I can tell, it seems pretty similar. However, the face colouring is a little bit different on the new one. Ever so subtle. Maybe it's just the preset that was used, but you can also see the sculpt in the facing. The original one is a little bit more chubbier compared to the new one, which does have that, a bit more of an adult look. Or maybe not adult, older, younger teen, opposed to kid, and then early teen version, which kind of does fit the time span. So I guess we can consider this is early Dragon Ball when he first starts training, and then we've got the later kid version here. Then obviously the blue gi from the very beginning, which looks really cool. So yeah, that is it for the look. Let's get a closer look at those faces though. Oh, sorry. Before we do that, I do want to point out that the tail is a different design and it is a lighter brown. So again, we have another subtle difference there with the colouring. But yeah, I believe that is all that I can at least spot so far. Definitely let me know in the comments below what you think so far, about the colouring choices that they've gone with this release. But yeah, as I was saying, let's check out those faces in closer detail. Okay, so first up is the base face there. The lip is subtly coming up. He's a bit angry. He's ready to get down and fight. And compared to the original, as I mentioned just before, it does have a more slender look, and I feel like it is a little bit more well defined in the sculpting. It definitely looks really crisp and clean, and man, I want more original Dragon Ball. Just seeing this is making me want Oolong, Bulma again, from the start with Pilaf and Bandit Yamcha, and then all the way through to the end of the series. Please, everyone, go tell Tamashii that you want more OG Dragon Ball releases. Okay, so for changing the faceplate, it is the same as the original, but they have changed the inner design for the hair and head, the neck peg connection, as we can see here. So this is so we can switch the hair, but this black part just slots in, so we can pull the hair off like so, and that is how we can change the hair. So we can slot in the hair like so, and that should pop in. And then once we have it in place, we can slot the faceplate in, and then the hair as well. And now we have the same faceplate with the windswept hair, which is really cool. It's definitely awesome how we can switch and change and mix and match the faceplates with the windy hair. Okay, so we got the second faceplate on with the windy hair, and this one is looking really cool. I love how he's just kind of looking subtly up to the right hand side there. Okay, so we've switched over to the normal base here now, and I feel like this faceplate kind of matches this here a little bit better. What do you think? Drop a comment below. Okay, next up is the teeth gritting face, and he's looking over towards the left hand side this time. And yeah, again, this one looks really nice. Definitely has some good emotion, and I like how the cheeks are kind of popping up with that grin. Okay, now we have it with the windswept hair, and again, it's looking really good. A little bit torn, which one I prefer for this one. I think maybe equally both as cool. Okay, and finally we've got the mouth open screaming one. This one's awesome, and definitely reminiscent of that punch all the way through Daimao. Really cool. If you haven't watched original Dragon Ball, go do it. You're missing out on lots. But anyway, this one's cool. But yeah, we can switch it over to the base here and check that out as well. Okay, with the base here, again looks awesome. Now, you know, I feel like this faceplate does suit the windswept here a little bit more, but you know, either or, both are looking really cool. I love how the just underneath his eyes there, we've got the actual line for detailing, super crisp and clean. And you might be wondering if the old faceplates work, and yes they do. This is from the original Goku release, the happy smiling one, and as you can see it fits on beautifully with the new body. So while the neck peg design is different, all the pegs and you know layout is exactly the same, so fantastic job to Tamashii for that. And again, here's that happy face from the original release with the new windswept hair. Again, matches up beautifully, works really cool. This could be fun, you know, maybe flying through the air on Nimbus or something like that, which is cool. So we'll have a quick look at the articulation. While the body is the same as the original, I do know a lot of people don't have these older Dragon Ball releases just because they were, you know, released quite a while ago and harder to get. But overall the articulation over here is, you know, pretty, you know, solid, decent. Everything moves around and flows nicely. Though again, the peg is one of those weird double jointed ones, so you do kind of have to play around a little bit to get it looking in the right direction. Now the shoulder as well, everything on this is really tiny itty bitty joints, so do be careful when moving and posing them. But as you can see, you know, a nice range on the elbow there, and then again with the wrist peg. Now let's move the arm back down. Now for the torso here, this will kind of come out, you know, up and down. So if you are seeing the under joint, you know, you can just push it back down. But if you lift it up a little higher, you can get a lot more articulation out of it going forward, which is quite nice, as well as going back. Though the backwards motion is a little bit more limited there. One thing I should probably point out, if you are wondering how you put the pole on, again, just have to take all the faceplates off and expose the peg, and you can slot it on and over the shoulder joint. The tail itself just pops in with a little bit ball joint there, so these do come in and out quite easily, so if you knock it out, don't worry, you can easily slot it back in. And then, you know, underneath the belt, everything will sort of left and right without any issue, which is nice, and the belt itself will swivel as well, which is really cool. Now coming down to the legs, again, pretty decent, very similar to that of your normal 2.0 Goku figure, and everything does feel really nice when you move. The knee joint, you know, while it is super tiny, we do get a decent range of motion there, and again we have the subtle swivel on the top, and then the ankle is on its own little bit ball joint, so you get a little bit of motion there. You do have to kind of fiddle and play around with it a little bit to get it into the right position. He does have a little bit itty bitty toe joint there as well, like any other figure, so everything is pretty standard on it. For an old figure, for a small figure, he actually has a pretty decent range of motion, and you know, a little bit fiddly to pose, and the tails do come off quite easily because it is a tiny joint, especially compared to some other figures, but again, everything just pops in easily, and you know, take your time, you can get them into some really cool poses. So speaking of poses, here goes a quick little bit Kamehameha one. Again, really cool. Those hands work really well when paired with the hair to capture the, you know, dynamic, you know, action of him doing Kamehameha and being blown away or back from the power of his attack. Really cool. I love the extra curve, kind of swirly, curvy design of the tail for this release. Okay, so we've got Goku here holding on that pole, and works really well with those new faceplates which are looking off to the side. Okay, so we've got the brand new Goku back up on the turntable with the first two releases for Kid Goku for the pros and cons. Now starting off with the pros, first off, original Dragon Ball release, huge pro, it's been way too long. Second, windswept hair. Third, brand new faceplates. We've got, you know, the more aggressive, slender looking Goku. It's interchangeable with the original release. Fantastic, we can switch and match, you know, hairstyles, faceplates, awesome. The skin colouring is basically the same as well, ever so subtle, but if you switch those faceplates around, you're not really going to notice unless you're super close. You know, also brand new tail design. It's not just a straight 100% mold reuse. obviously for the body it is, but the tail, we've got a different tail, and the hair. That is awesome. The new colour scheme is really nice. I'm digging the orange for the pole. And then the overall darker colour is nice as well. That finish, it does remind me a little bit of the normal event exclusive releases. I don't want to say gummy plastic, but it does kind of have that orangey saturation look of the, was it the Kaioken and Super Saiyan Blue Goku. I mean, it is a completely different colour, but it does at least remind me of that look. So whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, not really sure there, but at least I feel like the colours look really nice, and you know, the overall finish is looking really good too. On to the cons. Obviously exclusives, I really despise exclusives in general. I love it if every fan had equal access to any release. You know, just check them all up on Premium Bundle at the very least. So that's the main big con for me. Besides that, the other, I guess it would have been really nice to get another Nimbus. You know, Goku, Nimbus, iconic together. Though obviously if he did come with this, it would have bumped up the price. So having him at the cheaper 3,850 yen, or 3,850 yen price point is really nice. And obviously this will probably bump up to the, you know, 5,000, 6,000 yen range, I would, you know, at a guess. So while it is a con that doesn't come with it, not a huge issue if you do have the original release though. If you only have the blue Gi one, he didn't come with the Nimbus at all either. So hopefully one day in the near future we will get another Nimbus release. Because Goku, Dragon Ball, we need a Nimbus. At the very least, hopefully it comes with a Goten, you know, release whenever we get to the Buu arc. So yeah, the main cons, just how you can purchase it really hard, though they have done a great job here in Tokyo for the anti-scalper release method, where you need to have a Club Tamashii account, photo ID, everything's marked down and locked down, so you can't just go in and buy multiple and keep re-queuing over and over. Sucks if you want multiple for yourself, but awesome for the overall fan base, so everyone can get a chance at picking up easily. So yeah, I will definitely, when I get a chance, be taking more photos of this figure, check them out on Insta, and so forth, so keep an eye out for that. And if you have any comments, when you know, if you want to compare it to any other figure, please do let me know, and I can try and pull them out of the collection for that later on. So yeah, drop a comment below what you think about the Goku release, and from the Dragon Ball line, original Dragon Ball, who do you want next? Personally for me, I'd love to start at the beginning again, and we get Bandit Yamcha with a Puar, a Arabian Bulma with Oolong, the Pilaf gang. Yeah, maybe Pilaf can be like the Chaozu release, or even Dende, along with Shu, and then just a full articulated a free pack of that would be perfect. I love that. And then maybe after that would be Yajirobe, and then going through the rest of the series for the other bad guys, and then, you know, eventually to the 23rd tournament releases. But yeah, definitely drop a comment below which ones you want. I'm looking forward to reading that. And again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, cheers!